Alright, thank you very much. Hello everybody, it's your good friend Pozzible, and I am back in action with a quick look at another movie that came out recently. I have a question for you real quick. Have you ever really thought about it? What is a movie really about? I mean, honestly, what is a movie really about? Don't just say, it's not just a plot, it's not just the genre. Oh, it's a comedy, oh, it's a horror, oh, it's for scares. You know, every movie has its special purpose, and the purpose of Pixels was to be nostalgic. And that's why at the beginning of the movie, I actually kind of liked it. You know? Pixels was actually pretty good. It started off kind of well, and you gotta remember something. If you're gonna start a movie with the most ridiculous, far-fetched premise you can imagine, where can you really go from there? That was my attitude about the whole thing. So I was willing to buckle down. I heard the bad reviews. I knew what people said. And when it came to Pixels, I was like, all right, guys, let's see what this goes. It starts off pretty fair. It starts off, these kids, he just gets into video games. And this is back in the days when arcades were new. When we actually had to leave our rooms and leave our houses to go play video games. It was back in those days. However, some of the games that were sent to kill us were sent after that time period. But that's what happens when you throw in too much nostalgia. Okay? Now, but the point is that at some point you can forgive. You know? It's just going to be a stupid, crazy movie about um, a video games coming to kill us based on the rules of the video games. Here's the one part that really got me that nobody really talks about. But I guess it's one of those things you just accepted. Yes, these guys were experts at the video games when you put in the quarter, had a joystick and a button. That didn't make them expert shots with rifle guns and stuff like that. They made laser guns to help imitate these things. And they shot these laser guns out, and it just worked as per the rule of the game. But that didn't mean he'd be a perfect shot every time. But he was the perfect shot. Okay, you get it. Adam Sandler, he's the hero of the story. What they did to Kevin James in this movie shocked to me. I can't tell you too much because it's a little bit of a spoiler, but it blew me away that they would allow that to happen to Kevin James. It's a good thing, depending on your point of view, but it was also an amazing thing. So you get the basic premise. Now, a lot of people complain also about the first part. Adam Sandler was he's this genius guy who can really understands video games and electronics, and yet he just installs other people's stuff. People who do the real research. And, you get this vibe again, kind of like, remember Independence Day? He liked working for a cable company. He liked being this simple guy, but at the same time, he was this genius who could have done anything. He like graduated he graduated with high ranks from MIT, and he could have been anywhere, but he just chose to work for a cable company. But he was happy. He liked it. Adam Sandler, you can tell, did not like it. He wanted more out of his life, but he was depressed because he was held down by this old sin of his, this old regret of his. And you know what? I accept that too. Okay, fine. He's got his past pain that holds him down and holds him back from ever achieving greatness. He has a brilliant metaphor in this movie about life sometimes, about how, it seems like everything's about to happen, like everything goes your way. You're about to defeat the bad guy and get the girl and succeed, but then that monkey throws one more barrel and that barrel gets you. If you ever played these games, you know what that analogy means. They're talking about Donkey Kong. The movie really starts to lose steam when they're away from the video games, when they're away from the aliens, and they try to be, the normal movie cliches. The guy gets with the girl. He gets with her son. The bad guy, the villain turns out to be a cheater. Stuff like that. But that's not the real killer. The real killer of Pixels was the ending. It just ended. It's like, literally, this could have been a 2.5 hour movie, but they decided to cut out 40 minutes. Even 5 minutes. Even a minute. Just to justify the ending as it was, but it just ended. The other problem with me also was that this was a movie that really should have been more like a rated PG, rated G. But they try to do that stuff again, where they try to throw in the adult humor. This is clearly something for kids. This is something you're supposed to bring your kids to and say, "Hey, son, look at the video games of my day and age," and stuff like that. And to relive that fantasy that yes, You could actually take your guns and everything and, fight it like it was back in the day. But you know what? That's not the worst part about it. The ultimate worst part about it was how it ended. It just ended. And that's why Pixels is a pass, a big time pass. If you have a chance to see it, don't. You will regret it. Alright guys, that's it for me today. We'll see you at the theaters.